I trusted my daughter with everything, until the day I came home and found strangers living in my house. I still remember how the sunlight fell on the gate that afternoon. The same old rusted gate I had painted blue with my own hands years ago. I was tired from the journey, my bones aching, but my heart was happy. I had been away for just 10 days, visiting my sister. I missed my home, my little garden, my kitchen, and her. My daughter must be waiting, I told myself, smiling like a fool. But the moment I stepped closer, something felt wrong. There were shoes outside the door. Not hers. Not mine. I paused. Maybe she has guests, I whispered, trying to calm the sudden uneasiness crawling up my chest. I knocked. The door opened, and a stranger stood there. A young woman. She looked at me as if I didn't belong there. Yes, she asked. For a second, I couldn't speak. My voice just disappeared. This is my house, I finally said, holding my bag tighter. She frowned slightly. No, I think you're mistaken. Mistaken? I laughed. A small, confused laugh. I've lived here for 40 years, I said. I raised my daughter here. I planted that neem tree when she was 5. She turned and called someone inside. Raj, can you come here? Another stranger appeared. A man this time. And that's when my heart began to pound. I'm sorry, he said politely, but we bought this house last week. Bought. That word didn't make sense. Bought. How can you buy my house? I asked, my voice shaking now. He looked uncomfortable. We have all the documents. Maybe you should talk to the agent. Agent. I felt like the ground beneath me had slipped away. No, there must be some mistake, I whispered. My daughter lives here. Who is your daughter? He asked. I said her name, the name I had called 1,000 times with love. He hesitated, then said something that broke something inside me. Yes, she's the one who sold us the house. Silence. Everything went silent. Even the birds. Even the wind. I don't remember dropping my bag, but I remember the sound it made when it hit the ground. No, I said, shaking my head. No, she wouldn't do that. I stepped past them, my legs trembling. I didn't ask for permission. I just walked in. But it wasn't my home anymore. The curtains were gone. The sofa I saved for years to buy gone. My husband's photograph gone. Everything smelled different. Everything looked different. It felt like someone had erased my life. Where is she? I whispered. Where is my daughter? The man said gently. She moved out 2 days ago. 2 days. 2 days, and she didn't tell me. I sat down on the floor. Right there, in the middle of what used to be my living room. I don't understand. I kept repeating. I don't understand. Because I didn't. How could I? I carried her for 9 months. I raised her alone after her father passed away. I worked day and night, stitching clothes, skipping meals, just so she could go to school. I still remember the day she got her first job. She hugged me and said, Ma, now you'll rest. I'll take care of everything. And I believed her. Oh, how I believed her. I trusted her with my bank account. I trusted her with the house papers. It's all yours one day anyway, I used to say. I thought I was being a loving mother. I didn't know I was signing away my life. I need to call her, I suddenly said, searching my bag with shaking hands. My fingers wouldn't stop trembling. I dialed her number. Once, twice, 3 times. No answer. Pick up, please pick up, I whispered as if she could hear me. Finally, the call connected. Hello, her voice came. For a moment, I felt relief. My child, I said, my voice breaking. Where are you? I'm home, but there are strangers here. Silence. A long, heavy silence. Then she sighed. Ma, I was going to tell you. Going to tell me. When? I asked. After I died. Please don't make it dramatic, she said, her tone cold, so cold I didn't recognize it. Cold. Not my daughter's voice. Not the girl who used to cry if I got a fever. What have you done? I whispered. I sold the house, Ma, she said flatly. We needed the money. We. There was a we now. Who is we? I asked, my chest tightening. You don't know him, she said quickly. But that's not the point. Not the point. My home is the point, I said, my voice rising for the first time. Your father built this house. I gave my whole life to it. I gave my whole life to you. My voice echoed in the empty room. But she didn't respond with love. She responded with irritation. You're overreacting, she said. It's just a house. Just a house. I closed my eyes. No, it wasn't just a house. It was the place where she took her first steps, where I stayed awake all night when she had a fever, where I cried silently after her father died, so she wouldn't see me weak. It was my life, and she sold it like it meant nothing. Where am I supposed to go? I asked softly now. There was another pause. Then she said something I will never forget. I've arranged a place for you. Arranged. Not invited. Arranged. It's a small room, she continued. You'll be comfortable. Don't worry. Don't worry. I looked around at the strangers, my memories, my broken heart, and for the first time in my life, I felt like a burden, not a mother, not a home, just something to be managed. I see, I said quietly, because what else could I say? The call ended. I don't remember how long I sat there. Minutes, hours, maybe a lifetime. At some point, the new owners gently asked me to leave. And I did. I picked up my bag. I walked out of my own house, like I was the stranger. And as I stepped outside that blue gate, I realized something that hurt more than anything else. I hadn't just lost my home that day. I had lost my daughter too. But that wasn't the end of my story, because what I discovered the next day, about why she sold the house, changed everything, and not in the way you might expect. The next morning, I woke up on a thin mattress in a room that didn't feel like mine. The walls were bare. No photographs. No memories. Just silence. I've arranged a place for you, she had said. Yes, she had arranged it well. A single bed, one chair, and a small window that looked out at nothing but another wall. It felt less like a home and more like a waiting room, as if I was just waiting for the rest of my life to pass. I sat there for a long time, holding my hands together, trying to make sense of everything. Where did I go wrong? I asked myself. Was I too trusting? Or did I love her too much? My eyes fell on my old phone lying beside me. I picked it up again, staring at her name. My daughter. Even after everything, my heart refused to hate her. I need answers, I whispered. Not anger, not revenge, just the truth. I called her again. This time, she answered quickly. Ma, I'm busy. No, I said softly but firmly. Today, you will listen to me. There was something in my voice that made her quiet. I don't want money. I don't want that house back, I continued. I just want to understand why. Silence. Then I heard her breathing, heavy, uneven. Tell me the truth, I said. Not as a stranger, but as my daughter. For a moment, I thought she would hang up again. But instead, she broke. Because I had no choice, she suddenly cried. Her voice was shaking, not cold anymore, but cracked, like something inside her had been breaking for a long time. What do you mean? I asked, my heart tightening. I was in debt, Ma, she said. A huge debt. Debt. You never told me, I whispered. How could I? She said bitterly. You already did so much for me. I didn't want to burden you again. Burden. That word again. I lost my job 6 months ago, she continued. I tried to hide it. I thought I'd find another one quickly, but I couldn't. I closed my eyes. 6 months, and I knew nothing. I started borrowing money, she said. At first from friends, then from others. Her voice lowered. Dangerous people. A chill ran down my spine. They started coming to the house, she continued, threatening me, saying they would take everything, or worse. My hands began to tremble. Why didn't you tell me? I asked again, this time my voice breaking. Because I was ashamed, she cried. I didn't want you to see me as a failure. Failure. My daughter, who I saw as my greatest success. I thought if I sold the house, I could pay them off, she said, and protect you. Protect me. I let out a long, painful breath. So you threw me out to protect me? I asked softly. No, she said quickly. I arranged that room because I didn't want you to see those people. I didn't want them to hurt you. Her voice was trembling again. I thought it was the only way. For the first time since yesterday, I saw not betrayal, but fear. My little girl scared and alone. You should have trusted me, I said gently. I know, she whispered. I made a mistake that cost us everything. Or so I thought. Where are you now? I asked. There was a pause. Then she said quietly, I'm nearby. Nearby. Come see me, I said. I don't think I can face you, she replied. You can, I said, because I'm still your mother, and a mother's door never closes. An hour later, I heard a knock. My heart started beating fast. I walked slowly to the door and opened it. There she was, my daughter, but she looked different. Her eyes were tired, her face pale, the confidence she once carried gone. For a moment, we just stood there, staring at each other. Then she looked down. I'm sorry, Ma, she said. 3 simple words, but they carried so much pain. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to shout, to remind her of everything she took from me. But instead, I saw the little girl who used to hold my hand tightly, afraid of the dark. And without thinking, I stepped forward and hugged her. Tightly. She froze at first, then broke down in my arms. I was so scared, she cried. I didn't know what to do. I know, I whispered, stroking her hair like I used to when she was small. I'm here now. We both cried that day. Not because of the house, but because we almost lost each other. After that, things didn't magically become perfect. We didn't get the house back. We didn't get our old life back. But we got something more important. Honesty. She started working again, slowly rebuilding her life. And me. I started something new too. I began stitching clothes again. Not because I had to, but because it gave me purpose. Soon, neighbors started coming. Then more people. That small room slowly became a place filled with voices, laughter, life. One day, my daughter came to me with tears in her eyes again. But this time, they were different. Ma, she said, I've saved enough. We can rent a better place now. I smiled, not because of the new house, but because I saw something in her eyes that I hadn't seen in a long time. Strength. No, I said gently. This is enough. She looked confused. But why? She asked. Because home isn't walls, I said. It's the people inside it. I held her hand. As long as we're together, we're not homeless. She smiled through her tears. And in that moment, I realized something. Yes, she betrayed me. Yes, she broke my heart. But she was also human. She was scared. And sometimes people don't make wrong choices because they don't love you. They make them because they don't know how to ask for help. I lost a house, but I didn't lose my daughter. And in the end, that was enough for me.